Good afternoon and welcome to Cole's Backyard Coop. Just bringing you an update, and what a crazy week it's been. If you live in Florida like I do, we just went through Hurricane Irma. That was quite stressful, but happy to report everybody is good. We're all safe and sound, including the chickens and the chicken structure. Everything is good, and mainly we had a lot of wind and tree debris and power outage for 3 days. And my neighbor to the left of us had a tree fall on the roof into the bedroom, poor thing. So we ran over and helped them. And that's what you do in times of crisis like that. You pull together. All of us neighbors got together and cleaned up the neighborhood, and yeah, thankfully we're all okay. Not as bad off, definitely, as South Florida and those cities down that way, Key West, Miami, Fort Myers, Jacksonville got a lot of flooding. So if you're in Florida like I am, I hope that you fared okay and that you're safe and your home is safe like ours is. So anyway, wanted to bring you an update on the girls here. So last video we had gotten the newbies, and it's been about 4 weeks. This past Thursday was 4 weeks, and they are adjusting very nicely. These are some of the newbies here. These three, this one here, and they're just all, and those three there are all the newbies. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all of them right there. And they're adjusting very well with the existing flock. You know, after 4 weeks of being together, they're not inside hiding anymore. They're out here laying next to Olive right there without any fear. They're very relaxed, they're growing, they're eating very well, they're starting to get a little more size on them. You know, they came pretty small. My little Astrolorp right there came pretty small, and she's still kind of small, but she's bigger than she was 4 weeks ago. And she's got a nice tail now, so yeah, they're coming along great. And it's going to take probably at least 8 more weeks before we get any eggs out of them. They're going through molt right now, and that usually happens about 14 weeks, 14, 15 weeks. And you can see feathers on the ground there. I went in and picked up a bunch of them because I don't want to encourage feather eating, which, you know, there's always a ton of feathers on the ground, and I pick them up as I see them. And when I come out in the afternoon to do my feeding and watering, I pick them all up. And they're just laying there on the ground, which is a good sign that they have a well-balanced diet and they're not lacking any nutrients that would encourage them to want to eat feathers as like a supplement. So that's a good sign. And they all look very healthy and beautiful. Isn't that right, girls? That's the Coop Moran in the middle there. She's darker than the barred rock over there that's got more white in the barring. And she's got more gray in her barring. You can see a little bit more gray-black. So, and then my little black Astrolorp there. So, see, they still pick a little bit, but not nearly as bad. They're not so scared of each other the way they used to be. But yeah, everything's been good. Watching another tropical storm out there, Maria. I hope that doesn't come to Florida, but we're keeping an eye on that. And part of what I did was to prepare for the storm, I reinforced the coop. I made sure, because it has a tin roof on it, I put big heavy blocks on top of the roof to reinforce it. And I put some clamps over here on the side to hold down any pieces that might flap. I've still got the clamps on there because I put some glue up underneath the flaps. And you know, the roof is riveted with little rivets across the top, and my husband added a few more across the top middle area there, the highest area. But still, you want to make sure that there's no areas that are going to flap in the breeze and take the roof off. And the wind was coming from the north, so the wind was coming towards the roof. So thankfully, our, what I call a barn over the boat there, kind of blocked the north wind, giving added protection to the coop. And then the blocks that I had set across the top to add more weight helped reinforce the coop. The chickens all went inside the little hen house there for protection. So the worst part of the storm was last Sunday during the night, and that's when they were sleeping. So during the day, if it was real blustery and windy last Sunday as the day progressed, which was September 10th. And incidentally, that was my birthday. So my husband told me that he got me a hurricane for my birthday. And I was like, oh, you shouldn't have, really. You shouldn't have. But yeah, so again, we made it through. The house was fine. Our roof is not that old. It's about only 10 years old. The tree over here, let me show you. Yeah, do you see that tree straight ahead that's got the big broken piece? That's what fell on that house right there. And I'll show you, if you look over the fence, look at that. That's another piece of tree that fell and missed his house, thankfully. So he got a tree on the house, into the bedroom, and a big limb into the backyard, poor thing. And that's a couple that's elderly. He's 82. So we ran over there in the dark and was helping them when we heard the noise. So thankfully we fared fine. It looked like a bomb exploded in the front of the house, all the tree debris. We picked up 10 or 12 bags of tree debris, and it's piled up along the street as they told us to do. And then they will come and collect it starting this week. Still a lot of people out of power in South Florida, and you watch the local news, and it's just bad for them down there. We went to Key West back in June, if you recall. We did our cruise, and I did a video of the Key West chickens. I don't know when Key West will be the same. See how feathers are all over the ground? Yeah, they're molting, so it's okay. But see, they leave them there. They don't try to eat them, which is a very good sign that your chickens are in good health. And they don't mess with feathers, because feather plucking can be a problem in some people's flocks, but thankfully not in mine. And again, we have the 14 girls here. The younger ones are doing very well. Right now I'm adding oregano to the water. It's a good antioxidant and gives them a good boost, and helps the metabolism. It's very hot right now, so if the few nights that we were out of power, we slept here in the house. Let me tell you, the air was very still, and it was just so muggy. I don't know how in the old days they did it with no AC, but I guess you were just used to it. But definitely I feel for the people in South Florida having to go through no home, first of all, and then no power if you still have your home. And there's people just here in the area that still don't have power. So we were one of the lucky ones, our neighborhood here, and we were only out of power 3 days, but some people didn't lose power at all. It just depends where you were at and what transformer got zapped. So we count our blessings and be thankful. And I donated to Texas, I donated to Florida, and those things to help my fellow residents of Florida in these time of need. So it's been a while since Florida got zapped with a hurricane this large. And thankfully, when it went through our area, I mean, literally it came over just a little bit north of where we are. Because we're in Central Florida, so it came kind of over Central Florida right there. And when it was going through for a little while, like we could feel like complete silence. And then the winds picked up again and started, the trees were like folded over. I really thought we were going to lose one of our beautiful trees here, but thankfully we have what our tree guy has told us is a good breed of tree. It's called a live oak, and that's one of the best kinds of oak trees you could have. Not like the one that fell on my neighbor's house. It's more of a junk oak tree, is what we were told. So that's a live oak. This is a live oak. And this is a live oak. You could tell by the trunk. Kind of a textured trunk. And those are good. And the roots go down deep, and you can plant right up against the tree like that, and you don't hit roots, which is another good thing. So some of the oak trees have the roots on top of the ground. So anyway, we did good. I'd love to hear your comments out there if you live in Florida and you went through the hurricane. How did you fare? Hope you're okay. You know, I could tell you firsthand, living in Florida, that's what we went through. And if you're not in Florida, you know, and you felt any impact of the hurricane, yeah, I'd love to hear your comment, how you did through it. And, there comes Ruby, my late afternoon layer there, my Rhode Island Red. She just came out from laying an egg. You'll always have ones that lay late in the afternoon, which means they'll skip the next day, so. But yeah, I would like to hear from you. I'd like to know how you fared, that you're okay. Leave any comment you'd like, ask any questions. Like and subscribe. We appreciate all the followers that we have, and you know, I'll bring you another update probably in another 4 weeks. The babies will be that much bigger, and we'll start talking about their comb development. There's Daisy, the Buff Orpington. That's my husband letting the cat out of the house, because you know that they have to come see me if I'm making a video, or just in any general vicinity of where they can get to me. They will come and see Mom. But yeah, that's my Buff Orpington, Daisy. She's developing nicely. She's molting her tail. She's getting more of an adult tail now. It looks very pretty. She's filling out some now. You can see she's a little more weighty looking, not as skinny. And when they're babies, that's what they start to do. They start to fill out like the adults. See, they look more full in the body. I like Bertha, my beautiful black sex link right there. She's gorgeous. But anyway, guys, let's go see the egg that Ruby laid. And then we'll conclude. I have a customer coming to pick up 3 dozen eggs, so I don't want to be caught in the middle of a video when she comes. See, there's my signed fresh eggs. I already picked up the rest of the eggs. Oh. Sorry I bothered you. Oh, I thought we'd have an egg in there from Ruby. Well, hi. It's one of my Americanas. Gwen, are you laying an egg? Okay, I'll leave you alone. Ruby didn't lay her egg yet. Okay, so she came out for a break but didn't lay an egg yet. So she'll probably go back in. I wasn't expecting to find someone else in there. Ruby. Ruby was in another video. Her and Olive were the two that they were the newbies before I got the other 7. And her comb has developed so beautifully. And she just started laying probably less than a month ago. So she's gorgeous, Rhode Island Red there. Oh, and look at this one. Peepers, trying to find some shade. And I've started to put a little touch of fall up. This is Bertha. Look how gorgeous Bertha is. Black sex link. They're a mix of Rhode Island Red and Barred Rock. And they'll have brown and black, and hers just happen to come in all the browns on the head and the rest is black, which is gorgeous. Alright guys, that's my latest update. So, hope you're having a great day. Again, if you're in Florida, hope you fared well through the storm. I hope we're keeping an eye on Maria. It's out there in the Caribbean, supposedly following the same path as Irma, which would not be good. But we'll see what happens and say our prayers, right? pray for our safety. And part of the thing of living in Florida, you never know if it's going to be an active year or not, and when you're going to have a direct hit, which Florida hasn't had a direct hit in quite a while. So hopefully it'll all be okay. And all the little newbies are back there. There they are. Alright, so from Cole's Backyard Coop, thank you so much for watching. And we're very blessed that we made it through everything fine. And hope you did too. Again, feel free to leave a comment. Love to hear if you went through the storm, how you did. Ask any questions. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Oh, you want to say something too? Yeah. You want to say something too? Well, hi. It's Peepers the cat. So you always got to get in the act. Mama's baby. Yeah, they were hunkered down under the bed. So, alright. Give you a good shot. I call her Blondie. She's so pretty, isn't she? This one I haven't really figured out what to name her yet. And these are all my young girls. Alright guys, from Cole's Backyard Coop. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care out there. Say bye guys. Bye. Bye.